Hi everyone, this is Dawn and welcome back once again to the Junk Journal January 2025 challenge hosted by, of course, Meg Journals. Her channel is linked in the description box below. So definitely check her out if you haven't already. We are up to prompt number 22, which is repeat. And I had said yesterday in the video, I was toying with this idea about Pete and repeat. We're sitting in a boat. Pete fell out and who was left? That's what kept going through my head. So I figured it out and I think we can make it work. This was yesterday's prompt for map, which was this little insert that gets tucked into this pocket. So I'm going to set the journal aside and then that little insert. So to get started today, repeat. So let's start with, this is our background paper, which we're going to actually cover up most of this today. But I love this. It's a beautiful, and I love this light blue color. And this kind of goes with it. So this paper that I'm using today is from Simple Stories, Simple Vintage Lakeside. And it mimics, you know, a lot of this floral here, and then it seemed to have this rounded part here where, you know, this kind of creates a little bit of a frame. Now I did have to trim this sheet down quite a bit, but you still get the idea here. And I love the mushrooms and the beautiful foliage. There's even a little dragonfly. And then I found in a book, I thrift a lot of books, Today's Basic Science. Don't know what the copyright is on here. Let's see. I wonder. 60s or 70s? I don't know. I don't see it right offhand, but that's okay. So I found in the book this wonderful image of two young boys, or maybe a boy and a dad. I feel like they're boys, in their boat, maybe going fishing here. So I cut this out with the die cut. I don't know what brand this is, but it's a circle with like a cross stitch on the border, on the edge. So when I saw this, it gave me the idea to die cut, because on the page where I cut it out, it was already in this oval shape and I wasn't quite sure how I was going to make it work, but I figured it out. So here we are. So the very first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and glue our die cut piece right to the center here. So let's go ahead and glue that down. I'm going to go ahead and use the Art Glitter Glue, because I was having some trouble with my Fabri-Tac yesterday. All right. Okay, so it covers up a lot of the foliage, but it gives us a nice feeling. It's kind of a little bit masculine without being overly masculine. I also didn't want this, I want this page to kind of blend in as well with the rest of the style of our book. It took me a little bit to figure it out how I was going to do this. And then I was going to offset this page because I do have the little notch here where our project from yesterday fits in there, and I was going to put a little notch in here if I needed to, but what I think I'm going to do is, that's a pretty good placement for this, is take my pen and I'm going to make a little mark. Maybe I need a ruler. From here to here, we're going to cut off the edge of this paper. I think that gives us enough. All right, I'm just going to make a line with my ruler, and then we're going to go ahead and line this up and trim off that piece. And I tell you what, the older I get, and I've got newish glasses, sometimes I have a hard time lining up that little wire here, but I think I'm in good shape here. All right, there's our little piece. Hopefully that is perfect. I was going to say, where did it go? All right, let's set this aside. I'm going to go ahead and ink up that edge that we just trimmed off. And of course, I've been inking up all the edges with Vintage Photo. It's something we've been doing in the whole book. Okay, let's set you there. Now we should be able to glue this in. That's pretty perfect, I think. All right, I think I'm gonna move it up just a hair. And then I'm also gonna leave a pocket if my idea works. I'm gonna glue this side to about here and leave this part open because I had another thought for this. All right, let's glue. You know what, for this I am gonna use the Fabri-Tac. Hopefully it works for me tonight. Let's close up the art glitter glue. Okay, so I want to not glue this part up until about here. Okay, good. It looks like the art glitter glue is going to work for me tonight. Okay, this is the part I want to leave open. Okay, this whole side can go down and then over here. Okay, I think I make myself really nervous sometimes. I'm like, okay, don't go to the wrong spot. Okay, I think. All right, here goes nothing. Okay, sorry, that kind of took a hot minute. Just wanted to make sure you're in a good placement. I know I kind of keep double checking myself a lot when I'm doing such things. All right, I'm going to give this edge just a little more glue. Okay, now if my idea works, I hope. All right, let's set this aside. So the next thing I was going to do is I've made a tag. I was gonna say, where is it? Let's see, I got to put this piece down. So I've showed this little book before, 20,000 words, and it is just lists of words. Almost seems to be like a spell checker from back in the day. And I went ahead and found the page that said repeat, and I glued that page on the back of a tag here. And then I found this piece of paper. Let's see, I used another paper pad. Heidi Swap, Sail Away. This beautiful page here, and you see this beautiful speckles on the water. I'm using that part, which is right here, so you can get the water. Anyways, I like that with the dotted edge. So let me go ahead and glue this on. So I came up with this idea because I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? This was my original idea. All right, so let's get this in place. Okay, very good. And then I've got a piece of ribbon here, and make like a little pull spot. I like to do that. I've repeated that quite a bit in this journal. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue this ribbon. I liked this because it has a little bit of a masculine feeling to it with our theme here today with our boys fishing. All right. All right, just want to make sure it's not too long. Rubbing off my glue, so I'm going to add a little more to the actual ribbon. I'm going to make it shorter so it doesn't poke out too much. Okay. There, that's good. All right, and then in this book here, The Boat in the Reeds, I had found some illustrations. I was originally going to try to use, this was the cover, and then they have illustrations in the book on the top here. And so I found these three pictures because of course I'm thinking Pete and repeat sitting in a boat, so then you can see them both here in the boat, and then Pete fell out. I think in this picture he's actually getting back in the boat. I'm not sure, but I'm going to go with Pete fell out. And then who was left in the boat, repeat. So Pete and repeat, right? Pete fell out, repeat. So this was the idea I had, and I was like, okay, how am I going to make this work? And I couldn't do it, and then I found this other picture, but I still wanted to use these. So what I think I'm going to do is just staple them on. Let's see, do I have my stapler? I do. Make sure we're lined up, I think. Yeah. Well, maybe just move it over just a touch. Okay. All right. Put one staple up here and one over here. I think that will do. And now we have us like a little booklet. Pete and repeat in the boat. I don't know if I could actually open it. Pete fell out. And who is left? Repeat. And then you can see the little speckles of the water. So I thought that was kind of fun. And so let's go back to our page here. And we are going to tuck this, yes, right into there. So I think this is our page for today. I don't think I had anything else. I kind of really love the way this turned out. All right, let's grab our journal. All right, let's put our map project back in this pocket. All right, and then this is going to go back in our journal. Tomorrow is newspaper. All right, that'll be fun. Newspaper is here. And let's see, yes, our little fairy was next to here. Okay, yes. So it gets harder and harder for me to put this back together sometimes. So, all right, here we are. And the newspaper will be over here. And maybe as a quick peek, I think I found this in a paper pad today, so maybe we'll do something with this. It could change, I don't know, so we shall see. All right, thank you guys so much. If you wouldn't mind, I'd love it if you would click the like button for sure, comment and subscribe. All these things help my channel, and I will see you tomorrow for newspaper. So see you next time.